Hey, so my name's Terry, and I was the art director on Need for Speed Underground. It was just kind of funny. I saw this post pop up because I was looking for some pictures of the Skyline, which I designed for the game. And this is Craig Lieberman's Fast and Furious Facts. I'm not trying to talk shit or anything, right? But I mean, this isn't entirely true. So here it's making it out to seem like we designed the car in the game after the physical car is built. Actually, it was the other way around. I designed the car first, and then the real world car was sort of, inspired by the in-game car. So here, they talk about 3D scanning, and that's actually kind of not the way it was done back in the day. I'll leave that conversation for a different time. But anyways, I'm just going to close this and show you. These are my original drawings for that Skyline, and I didn't keep many of these, and ironically this is the one that I kept. And if you look at the file name, it says Skyline Wide Body Sketch 02. So I think we had two wide body kits for each car in the game, and this was the wide body 2, which was the one that was used for Eddie's Skyline. So you can see some distinct sort of features. Sorry, my finger here. There's a vent just behind the door there. And then it's got like a wide opening with sort of the two tapered scoops and the opening there. And then an opening here at the bumper and one behind the wheel arch there, right? And so from behind, anyways, that's just what it looks like from behind. So normally what I would do, again, these weren't for public consumption. They were just internally for the team. I would find a picture of the appropriate car that we were going to modify in the game. And then I would do sort of a perspective sketch or drawing. And this was really just reference for the 3D modelers so that they could model the car. Sometimes the car was modeled internally in the studio, and sometimes it was sent out, right? So that's what it looked like, my concept sketch. And then I would do these profile drawings, which were sort of like a little bit more accurate so that they could put them as orthographic sort of canvases behind in their 3D space, and then they could model the car. The car, oftentimes in that Facebook post, it was like, oh, they scan the cars. I mean, they do that now. Back in the day, that wasn't the case. They actually, if we didn't get any 3D reference from the manufacturer, which we rarely ever did, we actually would go out and buy like a die-cast car. And they had like a 3D digitizing pen, and they would paint the car white, draw a bunch of grid lines all over it, and then go point by point and kind of get like sort of an approximation, like a point cloud in 3D space of what the car should look like. And then that was used, along with photo reference to model the car. So most of the time it was like that. So I'm just going to pull you over here. And this is like the a magazine article with the actual car in it, which is really cool, right? And yeah, so this is the one that Craig Lieberman and I think his company built. So it's got a Bomex body kit on it, right? Which is obviously very different from the one that we see in game. And then this is another layout image that I would supply these as well too for the hero cars. So after we got the 3D model made, it would be imported into the game. And then using the in-game engine, I would do the graphics for the car. So I would design all these as Photoshop files or vector files, and then import them into the game engine. And then in the game, I sort of helped the team like create a library of parts so that you could have like, maybe a lower level upgrade is just like a lip spoiler, or you could lower the car. I think you could lower it like 3 different levels or something like that. And then, later on you could add spoilers and this sort of thing, right? So, but then the hero cars, they were distinct like wide body kits. And I think I did design 2 for each hero car. But anyways, I would make these sort of color layouts, and it even says Eddie's R34 GTR on it. And then yeah, I would pick out sort of these parts. And then in the game, I don't know, I haven't played the game in forever, so I don't know if the names are correlate or not, but I would actually go in the game and then like pick the colors and apply the specific parts to them, so that, and then basically save that as like a preset like boss setting, and then that would be like, oh, that's Eddie's car, and then when you play the game, that's what you would see, right? So yeah, I'm just wanted to kind of clarify that sometimes stuff happens in the virtual world before the real world, but I'm still stoked and excited that, it ended up being a real world car, and I'm excited to have had a small part to play in this cool game. So I hope you enjoy that. Thanks.